believe that the greatest enemy of knowledge is not ignorance, but the illusion of knowledge. The motion today states that all African countries should join to become one country. On to my first point. It will facilitate a better and more flexible way of trading around Africa. According to an article by the Pan-African Chamber for Conference and Industry, PSCCI for short, intra-African trade grew at 7.2% year-on-year, reaching an estimated $192 billion, which accounted for 15% of total African trades in 2023, up from 13.6% a year ago. Now the African Continental Free Trade Area will facilitate an even easier way of trading. It's like creating one huge market where Kenya can trade from Egypt, Nigeria, and even South Africa.
My opponents paint a picture of a broken continent, but I stand to show you that the narrative of Africa is changing. Individual African countries have made strides in economic and social development. Why would we risk disrupting this in the name of unity? Firstly, let's start by defining our motion. To unite is to join and become one. Africa should not unite and become one because the squeaky wheel gets the grease. A large and diverse union encompassing many large and small countries could lead to a situation where the central government prioritizes the needs of larger countries over the smaller ones. For instance, a country like Nigeria cannot be put under the same roof as a country like Burundi. Burundi's needs would get neglected and overlooked under the same government. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Putting an entire continent's economy under the hands of a few African politicians is a risk we simply cannot afford making. Therefore, if 2 + 2 is 4, one Africa is simply not the cure. Corruption can be seen as a termite eating at Africa's potential. Africans need to work on eliminating the disease-causing crop from the root in order for the whole field to prosper, if you get what I mean.
A United States of Africa would have a stronger voice in international affairs. How would you feel to know that Africa is holding the Grammys for 2026? It will be amazing knowing that you'll get to meet celebrities who will actually encourage you to continue doing what you love. Africa could negotiate better trade deals and influence global policies affecting the continent. The continent will be less dependent on foreign aid and external influences. It will be amazing to know that we do not need a lot of support from other continents, or we need a lot of resources from other continents. We need to know that us as Africans, we can stabilize ourselves.
On to my first point, diverse political system. And a single bracelet does not jiggle. Africa is composed of countries with vastly different political system and governance style. By uniting this diverse system, it could lead to significant conflicts and inefficiencies. We're all trying to be like the United States of America, forgetting that their unity was easier because they had similar culture, similar language, and similar political development. Do you think, be it the Uganda President Museveni, or Paul Kagame, the Rwandan President, or even our own, His Excellency William Samoei Ruto, will agree to leave the presidential chair and be what? A country representative? That's ridiculous. The diversity in political ideologies and governance structures among African countries could lead to significant internal conflict. To my third and final point, language barriers. Africa is made up of 2,000 languages. While a unified language could be established, language barriers will still pose significant conflicts to communication and integration. Imagine bringing a South African to Kenya just to expect them to communicate with Uncle Kadusko from Kisiland just to buy a loaf of bread. Impossible. In my conclusion, let us all wake up to reality and stop thinking like 7-year-olds who have woken up from a dream where they were dancing with unicorns And let us all agree that African countries can never be united.
Africa has her mysteries, and even a wise man cannot understand them, but a wise man respects them. Once said by Miriam Makeba, a speaker from the opposing side, stated that we should have in smaller countries, will not have the state representatives. Who said that? Who said that smaller countries will be forgotten? Explain further, please. The idea of countries to unite has been a topic of discussion over the years, with people arguing for united Africa for several reasons. First, economic strength. Just picture it, having Africa as one. Wow, just look at it. Have it in your mind. Imagine it. A united Africa would create a large market, making it easier to trade with other continents, with minerals such as petroleum, coal, gold, and cobalt. This will reduce reliance on external markets. Infrastructure will grow, and by this, it will make it possible for new inventions to be made. Just have that picture of technology-wise being in a much higher place in Africa. Secondly, culture exchange. Truly, Africa is incredibly diverse with rich culture, languages, and traditions. A united Africa could promote cultural exchange, fostering a sense of shared identity while respecting diversity.
A utopia where 54 nations unite, come together, and sharing resources, governance, and identity. Sounds wonderful, right? Well, hold your zebras. Let me inject some reality into this idealistic dream. Too many cooks spoil the broth, the problem of diversity. Africa is a continent, not a country. We are speaking more than 2,000 languages and different religions, political ideologies, and traditions. Trying to merge all African countries is like mixing all the spices in your kitchen and expecting to have a good meal. Really? Some things are best left separate. We should all agree on that. Even smaller unions like European Union, disagreements over policies, trade, and governance have led to Brexit and other international conflicts. Now imagine an even more diverse continent trying to agree on a single leader. As they say, a house divided against itself cannot stand, and it never will.
Just to echo, please utilize time. Team up, you're extremely underutilizing time. You're talking for 2 minutes, 1 minute, 50 seconds, and sitting down. You have 3 minutes to think around your points and then speak to them. For both teams, all the best. We can't wait to see who crowns the day.